Last year, we announced a new line of business-quality GMRS and MERS radios from Wouxun known as the 805 series. Now, we have another exciting announcement. The company has released 2 new radios in this series for the FRS.
Yeah, we've been planning this KG-805F for a while, and after tremendous delays with the FCC, we're finally excited to have these things in stock and ready to sell. Our KG-805G has been a lot more popular than we would have expected, wouldn't you say?
It's positive reviews across the board. People just are ecstatic about it. Finally, a repeater-capable, business-grade looking radio that does GMRS. People are stoked about it.
Yeah, they seem to be very, very popular. Like Anthony was saying, the feedback on them has been almost exclusively positive. But the drawback with it is that you have to have a GMRS license. So that kind of prohibits maybe more casual radio users from choosing that radio. And it also prohibits businesses from choosing that radio. So that's what kind of brought the KG-805F about. Now, F stands for FRS. FRS is very, very similar to GMRS. It uses 22 of the same frequencies. So a KG-805F will talk to a KG-805G. But there are some differences. We had to lower the power to 2 watts. We had to make the antenna non-removable. And we had to remove repeater support. But what you're left with is a license-free radio that's very durable and has the great quality that people love in the 805G. Now, the antenna not being detachable did sort of lead us to a dilemma because the standard 805G comes with a fairly good antenna, but it's standard size, maybe even a little longer than standard size. So we thought if a lot of businesses decide to go with the 805F, they probably would prefer a shorter antenna. Mm-hmm. So that led us to coming out with 2 versions of the 805F. We've got the KG-805F and the KG-805FS, the FS being a stubby antenna version of the radio.
I kind of like that stubby version. It seems to be more in line size-wise with a lot of the other consumer-grade FRS radios that are already out on the market. But yet this thing is definitely, when you look at it, when you pick up this radio, it is definitely not a consumer-grade radio. It is professional grade for all intents and purposes.
Right. And it also, it's literally the same radio as the KG-805G. And it sells for the same price as the KG-805G. So it's the same radio. It's just basically programmed differently from the factory. So that has a lot of positives right along with it in that you can look at the reviews of the 805G and you're getting a high quality radio. We've built up quite a selection of accessories for the KG-805G over the past year. And you automatically inherit that accessory compatibility from the 805G when you go with the 805F.
So what we have here is a radio with 22 FRS channels, 155 CTCSS privacy tones and DCS codes. And the interesting thing about those tones and codes is that they can be set separately for transmit and receive, unlike a lot of the bubble pack or the consumer grade radios where you can't really do that on some of those. And this has a full 2 watts of power on the channels that allow it. Now, channels 8 through 14 are still limited to half a watt, but the other channels, you can still transmit it up to 2 watts of power, which is really the legal limit for FRS, and this is probably one of the most powerful FRS radios currently on the market, if I might say so.
There's not a lot of FRS options available. If you're looking for a high quality, like business grade FRS radio, you're literally not going to find it. The KG-805F and KG-805FS are, it's kind of sad to say, but they're really your only options that I can think of anyway.
Now, this also contains a super heterodyne receiver, which is going to be somewhat of an advantage over really cheap Baofeng style. There are a few of those radios out there that are being exported here for FRS, whether they're legal or not. That's another discussion entirely, but this is not really a radio on a chip kind of radio. This has a super heterodyne receiver.
Yeah, this is built like a traditional classic radio circuit. Like if you open this thing up and look at the board, it's built like a standard radio like you would see from the major manufacturers that are selling expensive business radios. Those Baofeng radios and lower priced radios, everything is on one chip on those boards, all the radio functions. And the receive function is what really is hurt by that. People have posted videos on YouTube of the KG-805G side by side with a Baofeng radio, and they're both programmed to the same frequency. The 805G will receive, whereas the Baofeng will not receive. And that's the super heterodyne receiver that makes that possible.
This radio is not a cheapy little toy radio. This is a serious business grade radio, and it's definitely not a little kiddie radio, but yet it can be used by anybody. You can use it for anyone, for business, for personal use. The family can use it, kids can use it, and which makes it a great radio for taking out on camping trips, hunting trips, hiking, that sort of thing, or any other outdoor activities where a more rugged radio is required. But it is still able to be used by pretty much anyone, young or old.
No license is required to use this radio in the United States. It's even legal to use by businesses.
It comes packed with a lot of professional grade features to this thing. For one thing, it has a really nice LCD display with 3 color options on it. It has a built-in FM radio. It has an overtime alarm, low voltage prompts. You can edit the channel name and display with it. And you can even program those channels and add a few more customized channels to it with optional programming software.
Right. This isn't a basic FRS radio that you would get in a 2-pack for $29.99. This is a high quality business grade radio, and the features that the radio offers are similar to what you would see on a high-end radio. Mm-hmm. I mean, for a reason, it's a high-end radio.
Yeah, exactly. And it's rugged. It is rated IP55 for dust and water. It can take some splashing water. It can take drops. It can take some rougher environments. So this is a radio that's definitely something that you can use in situations where you need a tougher radio than maybe say one of the little $20 bubble packs.
Yeah, IP55 is sort of like it's okay to take it out in the rain, but not in the pool. I still think one of the most underrated advantages of the KG-805F are the accessory selections. Available for this radio, there are cases, there are high-capacity batteries, there are battery eliminators, AA battery packs. We have, what else? We have programming cables.
It's also compatible audio-wise because it uses a standard K1 connector. It's compatible with accessories for a lot of different radios, including a lot of Kenwood Pro Talk radios for the audio accessories. And, I think that's a win-win right there.
Absolutely. Your traditional FRS, GMRS bubble pack radios, you're kind of limited to how much you have available. With this, we got quite a bit available, just dozens of earpiece accessories and different shoulder mics, and just, the sky's the limit. There's just so much available for it.
I don't think there's ever been another FRS radio out on the market that has been cross-compatible with so many different accessories. Do you agree with that, Anthony?
Yeah, I can't think of any radios that had this many options. We sell Impact branded aftermarket accessories. They got just about every connector out there, but you're not going to find any Midland connectors. You're not going to find any, very few Motorola talk about connectors, and Cobra connectors are hard to find. That's what I like about this K1 connector. It's just there's so many options available to the end user.
Yeah, I would think that makes it look very attractive to anyone wanting to buy an FRS radio. And once again, as Danny mentioned earlier, it's a license free. And if you want to go look up the FCC ID, I have it right here, WVT WOUXUN 17. You go look it up, and it is perfectly legal for use on the FRS.
If you don't believe us.
Yes, if you don't believe us. But there are two versions of this. So there's a standard, one with a standard antenna and one with a stubby antenna. So you have a choice. What is it? $89.99 is the normal price for it?
Normally $89.99, special price $79.99.
That's kind of a special introductory price. We don't know how long we're going to keep that price, but for now, $79.99.